It's a $20 bounty tournament. I'm hoping to manhandle the table, really. Every single time I play poker, I want to manhandle the table. Get people playing my game rather than me playing their game. I was hoping that would come through. I was hoping to get lucky on the river, but it didn't. And he did have a weak ace. Not super weak, but... Every once in a while, though, when you're bluffing, you end up river and hitting your river card, and then your strategy changes. I was hoping he bet there, but I would have made a reluctant call. I thought I was ahead, but marginally. That worked out. I thought I was ahead, but easily could have, on the turn or river, I could have lost. So I'm glad I got the fold, really. But when you have top pair on a flop like the last hand here, it's very easy for somebody to have pocket 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, kings, aces, or 2 pair, or set. So you gotta switch it up. You can't always play aggressive. You do have top pairs, so most of the time you should be ahead. But when it's a low top pair, it's vulnerable. Because if they raise you, then you're kind of backpedaling at that point. It's always nice when when you get a pocket pair that makes a set that holds up. I think he might have the ace. King 9's a terrible hand. Unless you flop the straight. But then sometimes you're vulnerable to the higher straight, so it looks alright because you have a king, and sometimes that's might be the best card you've seen in a while. But when you just started, it's not really recommended to play. So it's unlikely that I'm going to win this hand outright, because that means that I would have had the best hand 3 times in a row. But it doesn't mean I can't win. Nice. I had him on like an ace king, ace jack. So this is the 4th hand in a row that I've had decent hands. The last 2 were kind of mediocre, but call. Want to see if the 4 comes. Even if the 4 comes, somebody possibly hit the straight with the flush draw. So call. Or jam. So no 4. Who has the 10? Neither of them had the 10. I wonder if he would have made the call if he had to go all in. He had him covered, so it's an easier call. But if all his chips were at stake, I wonder if he would have made the same call. If he would, and he was right that time, and he had a read on somebody, that would be awesome. So I almost climbed my way back to starting stack, which is good. I don't mind making plays early on in a tournament when the blinds are cheap, because you have a chance to recover. I have position on him, so I want to see a flop. Nice. tried showing the sevens there. Kings were super vulnerable that time. It's hard to say if I would have called if he jammed or not. I might have folded most of the time. I would have folded if he would have jammed. Say 90% of the time, but I do call there occasionally, depending on my read of the player. That's pretty apprehensive, so. Especially as the tournament goes on, you want to try to win the blinds occasionally. Every so often you can't be predictable, but it should be your goal. Especially once it gets expensive. But it all depends. If you don't have a big stack, then when it's expensive, you can't really play too often. You're kind of handcuffed. Doesn't mean you can't bluff, but you just got to be more selective. So I don't mind my position right now. I'm second in chips at the tables, so that means there's only one player that could bust me. And when you're playing tournament poker, well, anytime you have more chips than the other player, you have an advantage because they know that you could bust them. I was hoping he didn't have the king there, or the jack. If you had pocket jacks, and other than pocket kings, that's the gravy hand to have. But you do flop 4 of a kinds every once in a while. I was gonna check, but I didn't want to give him a free card. So it's pretty much going as planned. I'm chipping up. Haven't really had a major, well, I did have a major setback at the beginning, but I recovered since then. So I got it, which is awesome. I thought I was behind and I needed to river him, but I got lucky there. When you have more chips, you could speculate more. And especially in tournament poker, sometimes you reveal somebody's Achilles heel. So I don't mind losing a small pot sometimes against them. Revealing their weakness so I could beat them and knock them out, basically. Only once has it backfired against me. Where a guy that I could have knocked out, I didn't. And he came back and beat me later on in the tournament. We left and went our own different ways, and then I don't know how deep it was, deep enough in the tournament that we met up at, say, that third last table or second last table. He ended up having the winning hand when it came down to it. So I only have the 3 diamonds, and I gotta see what this guy has anyways, so I'm gonna fold. The cool thing about this site is you have a hand history. So you could, during break, you could go back certain hands and see how they were played, and see what you could have did differently, and look for tells on your opponents. And I definitely don't utilize it as much as I should. You probably don't read off the hop. So I'm getting pretty good at putting people on big hands, so I like that, and my situational awareness is pretty good, so it means I never know what I'm gonna do. Because right now, before everybody else acted, I was likely to call, but if somebody raised, I folded. She's probably gonna bet, so I'm gonna make a move. So all I could do is try to chip up, and then when I lose those flips, hopefully survive enough where I'm not crippled, and try to grind it out. I try not to go all in pre-flop that often anyways. I switch it up, but I rather it's almost like a tree. I'd rather chop the tree down slowly than try to chop it down in one chop, because you got 5 community cards to come if you go all in pre-flop. So it changes. Sometimes you can't maximize your profit. Like if you have aces, like they may have been willing to call an all-in pre-flop, but once they see the flop, they fold. This is a pretty hand, but it's pretty disappointing. But I do want to play a big pot with the big stack and double up through them. Would be ideal. So everybody's playing pretty tight, so I'm going to play aggressive and bounty hunt here, unless somebody jams. Knowing I'm behind. Oh, he did jam. I almost want to call, but I'm such an underdog. Hopefully I don't get lucky. If I had any better Jack 8, some terrible hand, I probably would have called the 4,000, because they wouldn't have bust me, and sometimes you get lucky. And it's a bounty tournament, so I'm pretty liberal with bounty calls. It makes it hard. I make it hard for other people. I must be hard to play against, because if you know he's calling with 10-5, unless you have ace-king or a strong hand, then you can't be too confident. Because the ace-king, the 10-5, is probably, say, a 37% winning percentage. So really it's a little bit less than a flip. Quite a bit less, like 13% or whatever it would be. Okay, let's play. Nice. So I almost got 2 bounties playing this. So every once in a while it's worth it, especially if you have the chips. If I didn't have the chips, I never would have played that. But if he jams, I'm calling. Since he was likely to jam because he lost the big pot beforehand, he may not have the best quality hand, but there's another player in the pot potentially, so I'm only gonna call. And if he jams, I'm folding. Nice. So 7-6 suited is a alright hand, but you don't want to get called when you jam with it. You're hoping to win it pre-flop. At least you should be. I think he has queens. Kings.
A little bit of a tan.
Nice.
The other day, I cut my hand. I seized my hand on a torch. Look what I did.
Oh, really?
It burned like a motherfucker. I thought my hand was on fire.
No insta call, so that's good. You only get lucky though. Thought the river was a little spoiler. So that's unfortunate, but could have been worse. I could have jammed and pretended I had the flush. But I expertly avoided a trap there, so that's nice. But I've been chipping up for a bit, so I was kind of due for a little bit of a setback. I don't want to start trending downwards, but you're going to have your ups and downs in a poker tournament. It's a marathon. It's just whether or not you could recover. So the big stack has been really quiet. And he has position over me, so I'm going to see what he does here. They say the river cuts through the rocks with persistence, so sometimes in poker, persistence pays off. No insta call, so... don't always jam with top pair there, because usually when you get called, you end up losing if you're not behind. But every once in a while, play it a little bit more aggressively, because I didn't really want to see any more cards for cheap. So I wanted to put them in a position where, in order to see another card, they had to risk it all. And it's rigged, so if you ever play against me online, chase your long shots, because chances are I have you like ensnared, but you're gonna end up rivering me, because they must hit their gut shots, like no lie, almost 19 times out of 20. It almost certainly gonna happen this tournament. I'll put him in a really bad situation, probably all in, and then he'll hit the miracle Hail Mary.
With the Costco today, me and another guy. You gotta have a membership. Fucking went and got 2 hot dogs and a drink, 2 slices of pizza for under $8. Fucking bomb food. You ever ate there at Costco?
Yeah, I have actually. I forgot about it.
It was killer. I loved it. Oh yeah. Killer.
So I'm gonna see a flop anyways, unless the big stack does something. I have position over him, so I want to see it flop. Sometimes I just need to be in the hand and I can win it, so. So that worked out. I'm getting pretty good pot odds, so I'm gonna call. And I didn't get lucky. It would have been perfect if I hit the flush, because wouldn't be too likely that he had it, and I expected him to jam on the river, so I would have got a slam dunk basically. I was hoping it came through that time. So I had the flush and the gut shot straight draw, so I think he has the queen with the higher kicker than my 5. I think this guy has the win in hand. Could be wrong. Call. So he didn't have the queen. I'm glad he lost some chips and it went to this side of the table, because I have position over them most of the time. This guy's playing pretty solid right now, so I don't really have okay, so I'm hoping to play a big pot. So call. I'm not really concerned about losing the 900 chips, because he's probably jamming. Nice. Got lucky. When you play as many hands as I do, you have to expect to lose some pots and win some pots. Usually when I put my money in, I have the best of it, unless I'm bluffing. So I'm kind of hoping to play some pots against these small stacks here and get some bounties. I'm hoping to get lucky. Hopefully he doesn't jam. that's no good. Worked out. Sometimes you get a snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, which is awesome in poker. I love it. So if you like the way I play, I'm looking for sponsorships, endorsements, and donations. My email is christianerikarnemeyer@gmail.com. Not to be braggadocious, but I've been putting on a poker clinic so far, so hopefully it continues. Don't get me wrong, I'm having fun now, but it doesn't get fun until you're in the money and then at the final table. And ideally playing heads up for your own bounty. Because in a bounty tournament, you could win your own bounty. Right now, if you see how mine is red and the rest of theirs is white, that means I have the most bounties in the tournament so far. I haven't checked. Well, I'm currently first. Out of 79 remaining. There was 117 entries. 7,405 average stack. And I'm on my first entry, and first place gets $349.38 Canadian. That was a nice bet. I wouldn't call any more than that. Well, actually, I probably would have called the pot size bet. Because if it was a higher caliber tournament, then if I would have jammed, he most likely would have folded because he only had a 10 kicker. So any higher kicker, any full house, so his hand was vulnerable, so I could have possibly stole the pot away from him if I would have raised. Against a lower quality opponent, they're always going to call you. But a higher caliber opponent, sometimes you get the folds. Because sometimes it's the right decision. It's a weekend. Especially if the guy puts you all in. It's usually the strong hands that you get knocked out of the tournament. It's not the 7 deuces. Usually. But speaking of 7 deuce, if he jams, I'm calling. It's not that you can't win the 7 deuce. I want somebody to jam. I don't want to lose, but at least I wouldn't be knocked out. I probably would have called the 3-8 since it's only 2K. A chance for $5. So I would have lost. Would have lost one pot, possibly would have won a big pot. Because usually when they're short stacked and go all in, usually they have a good hand. I'm gonna see a flop. And hopefully I can rain on somebody's parade. I was hoping to improve. He possibly had 2 pair. So I'm kind of glad I didn't improve on the river, because I would have called the jam most likely, because there was 13K in the pot. Nice, the big guy jam ours folded, so that's all that matters. I'm probably gonna lose if I get called by the river. If the big stack jammed there, I had a bad feeling, so I probably would have folded. I would have thought I was ahead, but that he would have caught up on the turn or the river, because it happens way too often for me. So I avoided another trap. That's nice. I'm 2 for 2 so far. Thought he might have ace king there, so once I seen the 2, it's like, because he had me covered, so he might have called if I would have jammed. So I'm still 3rd in chips at the table, so that's not too bad. It's not ideal, but I'm better than average. So that's when you're in a tournament, all you need to focus on is being average. Then you could fight your way back into it. Well, I'm gonna go for the 2 bounties here. Nice. I thought I was gonna lose, but it would have brought me back down to about starting chips, so it was worth the risk. You pretty much have to call the 140 there, because sometimes you get lucky. You have position over the player, and it'd be different if you're crippled at that point, but because as the tournament goes on, you got to defend your blinds a lot more. When it's relatively low, you don't need to focus on it that much because it's only 140. But once it's like 800, 1,000, then you got to focus more on it. Didn't believe the story he was telling there, so figured I'd make a play. Gotta fight for pots. Nobody seems to be paying attention that I'm playing every hand, so I'm going to continue to do it. That was one of those situations where pre-flop, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in bluffing. I'm going to possibly bluff this hand. Seeing the flop, it's like, I don't think I'm going to bluff. But then, situation presented itself. If there was a fold option, I probably was going to fold on the flop. Because this player previously tried trapping me. So I was kind of expecting it again. Hopefully it doesn't have the ace high flush. That was nice. So where am I now? Okay, so I'm currently 5th. Out of 75 remaining, there was 137 entries. 28 minutes and 33 seconds left of late registration. $9,133 or 33 chips. And $298 going to first. So it doesn't really get interesting until the late registration ends. So I'm not sure how much time I have on the app that I'm using the screen recorder. So I'm just gonna let it ride and hopefully be in the tournament as long as I can, so you might not see how it ends. But a lot could change. I could be out in 5 minutes in one bad hand. Let's see. Let's see how Timmy reacts. Nice. Okay, I have position unless somebody raises. Okay. Does he jam? I don't think my kicker's good, but I'm calling. So I should have folded because my instinct was right that my kicker wasn't good. But sometimes they bluff. If everybody played straightforward, I would fold. But they don't. Because he was telling me he had a strong hand. I wouldn't have called if it would have, for all my chips though. But since I had him covered, I was willing to run it out that time. Just makes it harder for me now. I gotta chip up, and so if I get unlucky now, it's easier to get knocked out of the tournament. So this guy is saying that he has a big hand, at least he should. Some like aces, kings, ace, king, queens. Ace, king. So it turned out I would have got lucky there, but my instinct was bang on. Nice hand. So I'm 2 for 3 on traps there. So now, since I'm shorter stacked, it's time to switch gears. Since I can't afford to play every hand now like I could earlier in the tournament. So on break here, so I'm gonna sit down at the cash table. breaks are great every hour when you need to use the washroom and get a bite to eat, but sometimes it's a momentum killer. So it's 10 cent, 25 cent blinds, as you can see. Didn't really want to see a diamond. Not a bad start so far. Nice. It's always good when you can steal the blinds. Well, that didn't work out. So the tournament should be starting up soon. Within a minute. I suppose now that he folded, I should have checked and let him give him an opportunity to bluff on the river, but I could have lost then. Nice. I like playing multiple tables because you could play the right amount of hands. So you could constantly be busy playing, thinking, strategizing. And in the tournament there, I was kind of bullying the table there for a bit, so now I'm short stacked. I gotta kind of switch it up. Because people tried trapping me 3 times. So I gotta be conscientious of that. It's not as bad when you have them covered. Nice. So I won the blinds. Nice. I kind of had to throw the ball to myself there to win. And every time I win with the 10 deuce, it's a tribute to Doyle Brunson, so. $1.30. So 7 minutes and 51 seconds left to leave registration. I'm currently 50th out of 74 remaining. There was 159 entries, 10,743 average stack, and $247.05 going to first. And it's in Canadian. That is nice. Didn't really have the strongest kicker there. Nice. Hopefully he shows his cards. I'm gonna try to get lucky here. He's gonna hit it. No, he didn't. Nice. That's awesome. I lose when I have the overpair way too much. It's like I'm an underdog. How often I lose. All you have to do is watch any of my videos. if somebody watched every single one of my videos and kept track of every single time I went all in, whether I was the favorite or not. I must be the favorite probably 80 to 90% of the time. And I lose lots. That was a nice bet. Because the only hand that he could be losing to was pocket fours. He did hit the queen. I had a feeling he hit the queen. But all you could do is put your money in with the best of it, and I had a feeling I had the best of it when I put the money in with the deuces. It's getting later on, like pretty long into the tournament, so players are generally better. They're a little bit more slippery. And then once you're in the money, it's even better. Didn't think they had, it was too likely that they had the 3 there, so Ace Jack is a pretty vulnerable hand, especially since that guy didn't make hasn't made too many moves. If he jams, I'm calling. That was unlucky. I think he missed the flop, but I had him on an overpair. Like aces or kings. Nice. I'm glad the guy to the right won that. Because I have position over him. Nice. He's having such a weekend. Nice. So I'm getting pretty good pot odds, so I'm calling. Nice. Got a feeling on the flop that I might hit the river, so normally I wouldn't be chasing a gut shot without bluffing at some point. Oops, I meant to call on this table, not in the tournament. These times. So that's unfortunate. If this guy didn't jam, there's a possibility that I was going to call the 12 under, but I wanted a call. So it's time to swing for the fences, I think. Hopefully I quadruple up. Good luck me. Nice. It's always nice to triple up when you need to, especially in your short stack. Now I'm pretty much right back in it. One more hand and then I'm right back in it. But at least I have a fighting chance. Especially if I can MacGyver something out of this. Nice. Oh, that's a brutal river. Nice. Eights are such a vulnerable hand. So it's not too bad. It was about 2K and now I'm almost at 10K, so that's pretty good. That's what I love about poker is you could go from shorts like the poorhouse to penthouse really fast. Nice. Okay, so I'm currently 39th out of 57 remaining. I got 7 KOs. There was 173 entries, 15,175 average stack, and first place gets $250.31 plus bounties, and 27th gets $16.17. Nice. I was hoping he called because I should have been the favorite there, but I could have lost. It's always nice when you get a walk. Good luck me. I had him covered, so I went for the haymaker there rather than playing it more cautiously because I didn't really have the best kicker. Nice. I don't know why I called a $2 bet with King, Queen 9, but because I wanted to get back to this table. Nice bet. Well, I want to see a flop, so... Oh, you hit the flush. decided to gamble and it didn't pay off. I expected him to put me all into on the turn, so with the nut flush I decided to go for it, but it didn't work out this time. So that will be the end of this video. So if you like the way I played, consider sponsoring me, endorsing me, or making a donation. My PayPal email address is christianerikarnemeyer@gmail.com. Just gonna play this hand out here. And this one, since I'm big blind, okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.